Hey guys, Jason here. I want to talk about workouts that look great on paper, but don't necessarily go great when you execute them. Now, a lot of workouts that we see in CrossFit tend to look really sexy. You've got a lot of really cool movements. You can couple movements with other sexy movements and have really an interesting element when you put in weightlifting and gymnastics in the same workout. It tends to look really good on paper. And usually when people see this stuff, they say, wow, this is great programming. And they're not really looking at the programming as a whole. They might just be looking at what the workout looks like. Now, I'm going to show you a workout that I have programmed for my clients in September. It's coming up at the end of September. And on paper, looks amazing. However, it doesn't necessarily go amazingly when you have it tried to play out the same way across all of your clients. Okay, so pretty straightforward workout. It does involve weightlifting. It does involve some gymnastics. But again, we're looking at the workout and we're saying, wow, this is a great looking workout. It looks like great programming. But how is it going to play out across all of my clients' clients? So these are things I think about when I write my workouts. I want to make sure that we can get the desired stimulus across the majority of our clients. Now, obviously, there are limitations always. That's one of the things that we deal with in a group setting. But when we program the majority of our workouts to just look cool, they don't always go how we would like them to go. Okay, so this workout consists of, it's a task domain workout, so it's 4 time. And hopefully you can see this, because a lot of times when I write on this whiteboard, for some reason it doesn't show up too well, but I'm going to write with an extra dark marker today. So it's 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So that's a total of 30 reps, and it's a squat clean. And the RX weight is 155 for guys, 105 for the ladies. Okay, so then we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of rope climbs. So nice looking couplet. Our advanced people are going to do these legless. It's a total of 15 reps. Pretty high volume for the average person in terms of the rope climb. Okay, so again, on paper, looks like a great workout, looks like great programming. Again, if you're assessing programming just based off of how it looks, which a lot of gym owners unfortunately do, then this looks like an awesome workout. And it looks something that you could present to your clients and it's going to be received very well. However, when we get into executing this and having it run in our classes, how is it going to go? Is everyone going to be able to do a squat clean? The answer is no, they're not. Is everyone going to be able to do rope climbs? The answer is no, they're not. So when we look at scaling this, we're going to look at a couple levels of scaling. This workout is going to change dramatically, okay? So let's talk about the first level of scaling this workout and what this is actually going to translate to when we start looking at all of the levels of our clients in our class. So squat clean, for some of your clients that are new, they might have to go with a power clean. And maybe they even do a power clean plus a front squat. Obviously, very different movements. The same elements are there, same musculature is there. The dynamics are different. It's not going to elicit the same spike in heart rate as this is. So that's option number 1. Option number 2, you can either go with a pulling variation or a squat variation. It really depends on what you're looking for. You could potentially go with both. But I think for the sake of logistics and keeping things simple, some might just simply go with a deadlift, a conventional deadlift. So now we're eliminating that squat, all right? Which, again, if you wanted to get super technical, you could add a squat in here. Maybe you do a goblet squat. But then you're going to have a mismatch between this and this rep scheme, okay? This is going to have to be a relatively heavy load. And for this movement, you're going to have to essentially change the reps. 30 reps for a goblet squat is very low reps, okay? So if we're going to think about adding that in, it could get complicated. And as you see, as I go through this, it could get very complicated where you're trying to make these changes on the fly. And within a class of 10 to 20 people, that could get very difficult. Okay, so the next option would be we just go with a front squat. And for those that can't perform a front squat, we can go with a goblet squat. All right, so again, when we look at a nice looking movement like a squat clean, it's going to get watered down quite a bit. All right, and this is what's going to happen with the majority of your people. Sure, you'll have plenty of people that can do a full clean, no problem. The question really becomes, can they stay technically proficient across all of those sets with the type of loading that we're looking for? That's another question to be asked, okay? So we could really kind of examine all the nuances of this workout all day long, but these are the basic things that we need to think about. Now, where it really gets tricky is when we talk about these rope climbs. Because you have a lot of people that can't perform rope climbs, and you have a lot of people that may not want to perform rope climbs and get all the way up on a 15-foot rope and not have the fear of falling. So if we think about dropping this down, we could go with a pull-up variation, like a chin-up. So a chin-up. Okay, and that would be assuming that someone can perform a strict chin-up. This rep scheme might work for them, or it might not, or a lot of times people that can perform chin-ups can perform rope climbs. Usually there's a connection there. So chin-up, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of people that are going to need that scaling option, but you will have people that will need a band-assisted chin-up. Is it the same as a rope climb? No, obviously not. Similar musculature, but differences in terms of biomechanics, differences in terms of how the heart rate is going to spike. So that's a different movement altogether. And then we could do ground to standing with a rope climb. Again, very different variation, similar motion, not going to provide the same spike in heart rate. Okay, so overall, what we're looking at is a workout that looks great on paper, but doesn't execute the same way across all of your clients. All right, so if we wanted to think about making this workout execute the same way across all of your clients, then we would have to really think about rewriting the workout altogether, okay? So the point of this is that just because the programming looks great doesn't mean it is great. Think about how it's going to play out across all your clients. Don't get sold on something just because it's got some great looking elements to it. And your clients need to know this stuff too, because a lot of times your clients will see a variant of this that may be completely different and not look as cool. And they might say, well, that's not a great workout. I'm not going to get a lot from that training. But you need to let them know that while this workout looks really good on paper, they might not get from this what we'd like them to get. Okay? So these are some things to think about. Not all workouts are created the same. Just because it looks sexy doesn't mean it is sexy.